Lil' mama told me that I'm looking kinda floss. Boss, ask me what my tent cost me. I don't do the light shit. Windows looking real dark. Like the boss. For Giottos when I'm parking. And my engine hella barking. Boss.
Hey, y'all. It's that Bossed Up Monday with your girl, Laurie Palmer. Yes, that old host of that Bossed Up Mondays with the GMP group. My voice is hoarse, but as I promised you guys that I would be bringing bosses to this table. That means people that can give you the expertise and know what they're talking about. So I got Dr. Sasha, which is a good friend. I didn't meet her as doctor. She covered that up a little bit.
Sorry about that.
At the round table with me on gun violence, and I think you got at me through the inbox there and said, "Can we talk later?" And I was like, "Yeah." Or either I liked you and I said, "Can I talk to you later?" Either way, don't matter. We got hooked up. So I was talking to this lady for like about 6 months, About
at least. I mean,
and then she would fall off, and then for 7 years I've been doing the gun violence as a parent and a community member from Portland, Oregon, for 7 years. 2015, my son Jasmine Moore. Well, I can say his name now. I kind of caught myself because he was embarrassed of the work I was doing. He was because all his friends out on the street was saying, "Ooh, your mom always got you on the news." Because remember, this went on for years. He didn't die in 2015 when he got shot 6 times with a .45 Glock and left for a dog in the street. He didn't die. But our community died that day, and he did die, even though it was prolonged. And my family died, but I picked up this work that same month. And I said, "You shot the wrong mama's son when you shot mine." But he didn't wake up straight. I said, because I just know he was going to have his life together when he woke up. He woke up like, "Mom, they said you on the news saying my name." And I said, "What? Boy, did you see what kind of opportunity we have here where I haven't seen a mom and son's team take back the community with such a powerful testimony. You lived." And then I'm a speaker anyway, because a lot of people don't know that I'm a speaker in my stories and books and stuff. They don't know that part of me because I always work downtown, but I'm from this community, and I never was in the community other than dealing with my kids, and so a low profile, So when people say that, "Oh, girl, she full of herself, she's trying to shine now," honey, I've been shining a long time ago, but I didn't have any reason.
It's really funny about Portland, though, Laurie.
Mm-hmm.
I find that the city, oftentimes that's the case. That people they could be really famous in other places, but in Portland, people might not even know that they are. I don't think that's uncommon. And I'm glad that you're making yourself known here in Portland because you've been doing this work all over.
Right.
You've been nationally recognized.
Well, my title is National Woman of Triumph.
I know.
2004, I won a National Woman of Triumph Award. Out of 600 women all over the world, I won for Oregon for Women's and Community Services. I was in prison, and it was the last time I was in prison, and I took this program. And because I got out and I started a closed closet ministry out of the back of my car and was reaching back into the women and did it for many years before they recognized me, I won for Oregon. So that's my title. I have a car, and my custom plate said Triumph on it, but the H dropped right around Trump time. So people was taking pictures of but I'm like, this is my title that I won, for changing my life.
But you got to tell them too about your Soldier of Love Award that you just were awarded.
But before that award, I got many of them. But
I know
I'll get
you
to
do.
that one. But because we are time constricted, I ain't gonna go through all that. But what she's talking about is a Soldier of Love Award, and what a Soldier of Love is our brothers and sisters that have tore up our community, been to prison. Well, there ain't no sisters on it. Let me take the sisters out. It's just men. So I was talking to Lionel, which is the founder of Love is Stronger.
That's right.
And we was at this event, and I was getting ready to go on the stage, and I was like, get all the gang, because it was all gang members around vendors and all this kind of stuff. I was like, because I know them because I'm from this community. Get all the gang, because that's what I'm used to them talking about at the table, calling them. So here I go, say the wrong language, and Brother Lionel said, "Oh, no, honey, we soldiers of love."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Well," he said, "Yes, we came back to this community to straighten up what we have tore up And that's what that man is doing, and he's part of our team as well. He support the work we do, and we support you, Lionel. I put you in there.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out. So he recognized the work that I was doing. And so I am the first honoree of 2020, just last month, right?
Yeah.
Dawson Park, yeah, the park all y'all don't want to come to. The one y'all talking about, they killing everybody down there? No, murdering is more like it. They gave me an award, the Soldier of Love Award, the first female in Oregon for the work that I do, recognizing me. Ain't that something?
It's an honor. It's an honor, Miss Palmer. It really is.
Yes, and if I just that one award, I can walk right now and put down my hat because I've done my work.
Well, we don't want you to do that.
I
We
know.
need you.
I can't put it down now.
No.
I just can't, and you know what? We laughing and talking. This, you see my voice? I'm a one-woman show. I run around here, talk to everybody. I'm talked about by family, community, and everybody. Everybody like, who's this crazy black lady? I'm a crazy black lady with a heart, and I care about my community. So never judge a book by its cover. Look at the heart. And matter of fact, while I got you on here, if you guys want to volunteer and come help us out, we need you. We all in this together. How can we solve anything if we don't all come together to do it, huh?
That's right.
Doctors, I'm from the hood. I'm a professional too now. I work the job and all that. But I'm going to be me because I am representing my community. And if I can't show up here as my community and I'm sitting at tables right now and they're not listening to me, and I'm looking like, how long we going to do this pony and dog show? Because if I'm telling you that we need to do a survey to ask our community, the BIPOC community, what we need, and you're not doing that, then I'm sitting at a table that you say you value the community, tell everybody putting all this money out here, but I'm sitting right here, the experts in the room. I don't need Dr. Title. I was born with it. The experts in the room. Even this doctor got to listen to me.
You lived it.
She got to listen to me in order to listen to my community and my culture.
right.
She can't say I'm a doctor. She don't know what she's talking about. I dare you. How can you help me if you don't understand me and if you don't give me the tools and equip me to go get my own community? Because I'm going to speak from my own heritage, and that's African Americans 400 years ago. How can you say that you're going to heal me when you're the one broke me? You know who you're talking about. So put the money in our hands like you put the Bible in our hands to give the religion and everything else, because you know that work back there is going to work now. And we got people like this that can come in with the expertise to train us and do the healing circles and do all the other things that she getting ready, because I'm going to pass the mic to you.
Well, let me tell you about, thank you so much, Ms. Palmer. I mean, one of the reasons I'm excited to partner with you is, number one, I want to lift up the women in this community who've been doing this work for a long time. We know that this work is happening in the homes. It's the grandmothers, right? You're a grandmother, you're a mother, and it's those women. They're having the talks around the kitchen table. They're the ones trying to calm the things down. So the project that you and I are going to be doing, we're working with women. We're working with women who've lost sons and daughters to gun violence, and we're going to try to lift them up. We're going to try to heal their trauma and let them help their community, because it's really, everyone has a sphere of influence. Everybody can influence other people, right? But we can't heal if we're still always in trauma. This is one of the things that you and I connected so powerfully on, is that, you know, this trauma, it keeps going and going and going, and we can't stop it if it's and we can't heal if it's just the cycle is continuing and continuing. So one of the things that happened to me in my journey in activism is that through connections, when we just had a mass shooting in Portland in February at Normandale Park, and the survivors of that shooting knew about my work in what we call mutual aid, mental health mutual aid. So I've been helping people for free for the last 2 years through the protest movement, through activism, through Black Lives Matter, just through the grapevine. It's just through word of mouth that people find out about me. And they asked me if I would help facilitate what's called a grief circle. And grief circles are not my idea. They're old as all get out. But the idea was that I would help the survivors of the shooting who had literally just lost, June Knightley, who went by the name T-Rex. She died in the shooting. And then there's a young woman who is paralyzed for life from the shooting, and they witnessed that, right? I mean, you know, because you go to the scenes. You know that it's not just the person who passes. It's all the people that witnessed it and the people that love them. So there's these ripples. You've talked about that with me of like, it's the bullet hits one person, but it hits everybody around them. It hits everybody they love. So doing this circle for 10 weeks and helping walk them through their trauma, their acute trauma, because acute trauma looks different than long-term trauma, right? Acute trauma, people sometimes don't know their names. People sometimes can't think straight. People can't eat. They can't sleep. You know, so walking them through that first 10 weeks of how to survive when you can't even, you're upside down, you can't even think straight. It was such an honor and a privilege to be in that role in this community and helping survivors get through that's what led me into this project with you, you know, is really talking about trauma. And I want to read you a quote from, there's a book, very famous book by Bessel van der Kolk, who's a psychiatrist in this country who talks about trauma. And one of the things he talks about is you can't really, what happens in trauma is you get disconnected, your mind and your body, and you lose ownership of your own body, right? Because you don't feel you have agency over yourself. So let me read this to you. Trauma robs you of the feeling that you are in charge of yourself, of what I will call self-leadership in the chapters to come. The challenge of recovery is to reestablish ownership of your body and your mind, of yourself. This means feeling free to know what you know and to feel what you feel without becoming overwhelmed, enraged, ashamed, or collapse. For most people, this means 1, finding a way to become calm and focused. 2, learning to maintain that you are calm in response to images, thoughts, sounds, or physical sensations that remind you of the past. 3, finding a way to be fully alive in the present and engaged with people around you. And 4, not having to keep secrets from yourself, including secrets about the ways you have managed to survive. Boy, does that ring true? Right?
Yes.
Right? How many people keep secrets about their trauma?
I do all the time. I'm in trauma. I'm showing up in the room. People are reading me wrong, but you seeing trauma.
I
Why
see
ain't
trauma.
they training us on that? That's what we need.
Exactly.
The whole community is in trauma.
Exactly.
Even the people at the table talking about they got a solution.
Well, and we know that gun violence hits different communities disproportionately.
Yes.
So we know that in Portland, Oregon, it has disproportionately hit the African American community. So
Hands down.
who already had more trauma than other communities. So this is part of the reason
It's
I
in our
became an
DNA,
activist.
the trauma.
Absolutely.
From
It's
slavery.
intergenerational,
There you go.
right? So, I mean, that's part of why I became an activist and got myself a name named Rocky. You know, Rock in Rockwood. I want to help the community heal, but to do that, I have to listen to what the community wants, right? It's not me coming in saying
part.
I got any answers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna help you figure out what the mothers that you work with want to heal, because healing has to come from the community. It has to come from within. It can't come from without. And that's what we kept seeing in the work that we were doing, is people keep coming in with these ideas, but it's their ideas about what the community wants. We need to have the community tell us what they want.
Thank you. Somebody that hears me. What did I tell you?
I've been listening.
But you listen to the Holy Ghost, who I prayed to send somebody like you. I'm like, could you please send me somebody that's going to listen?
Well, one thing that struck me is that, you're tired. You've been doing this a long time.
I'm so tired, y'all.
You're tired.
I need help. And he has brought it right here. And some other, tell him about what else we bring in.
Well, the thing that's really amazing about Portland is, and that doesn't get talked about a lot, is there's so many good people doing good work here.
They are.
And so we're going to be bringing some more people to your show, but one of the projects that I'm hooking Laurie up with is called Vision Quilts. I got the book right here. And Kathy DeForest is a wonderful artist who started this program out of the Bay Area in Ashland, Oregon, where it's a project dedicated to ending gun violence, and they these panels get made by students and in schools and in churches and different places where they have a whole curriculum that goes around this, and that's the amazing thing. The curriculum is actually online. It's open source. It's free to the community. You just have to fill out a Google form to use it.
Don't tell them they're going to take our idea.
Well, this is the thing about Ms. DeForest. She got a grant from the John Legend Foundation to make this curriculum public.
Oh, what?
And so
we can all share together?
It is free. Yes, absolutely.
Now,
See, this
look
is
at there.
Well, this is the kind of thing that women who want to give back to the community are doing. They're making things open source, right? Just the same way we're going to open up our circles to whoever wants to participate, hopefully, someday.
Whatever color, whatever creed.
Now, what's really cool is
wherever you come from.
She took these panels and she made them huge, and they are on International Boulevard in Oakland for 60 blocks now.
I want to stretch out
in a campaign called Peace in the Streets. And Laurie, I can see that in Gresham, Oregon.
Right there at the Gresham Capitol.
Yeah. So, it's projects like this that are bringing women together from all kinds of different disciplines, from trauma, healing, art, right? It's that weaving together. I mean, this is how we're going to heal the community, is by bringing people together from all walks of life to really talk about the effect of gun violence on us as a society, right? It's
as a whole.
As a whole, exactly. Yes. We are sick and we need help. And that's what you're trying to do.
And just don't want here she is, the lady of the project.
Yep. And so she's agreed, Laurie, to be your next guest.
She sure has.
So she'll be coming next week.
Oh, you know what? I get to tell her the same story. Yep. The Holy Ghost brought you here. She just moved here, didn't she?
She just moved to Portland, Oregon.
Hallelujah. Prayer changes things. I'm a witness. I'm telling you, all the stuff that has happened since 2015 to this very day, I just woke up every morning, put one foot in front of the other, and stayed consistent and kept my heart in this community, no matter how bad it was, beat up by people, misunderstood by people, because I knew one day God would bring the help. And this is what we need. This is what we need. You see this hand right here is making a heart. It's okay. It's a dark hand and it's a light hand. I got a black and white granddaughter. I got a Mexican and a black granddaughter. And I got Blackfoot in me. Don't look at the outside. Look at the heart. Look at the work that we are doing as a whole. This lady right here, I'm going to do this for free. I said, why would you do it for free? And they paying all these other people that's not even doing their job, that's paid to do this work. You guys need to get behind this project. We need this in the schools. Now, this quilt thing, everybody comes to the conversation through the quilt and through making this. So everybody comes together and we create this. We can do this at the church. We can do this at the police station. We can do this in the prison. We can do this everywhere. And sooner or later, enough of us is going to start getting around this. And we're going to go to our community and say, oh, no. We're not doing that no more, honey. We're doing quilts and things. And we're talking about gun violence. My brother that didn't know about it learned about it because I took him to this project. So just like the Soul Box Project came up with the quilts to hang up, and they wanted it to be downtown in our art museum, this is what needs to go alongside of theirs too.
You know what's amazing too is that I met Kathy with Vision Quilt through Leslie with Soul Box Project.
Yes,
so this is the kind of connecting that's happening among women in our community. Yes. Is that women are coming together and they're actually doing things about gun violence. And this is something I want to point out to your audience, is that what that is that's happening is it's about transformation, right? It's taking, and that's what you've done as an activist, is you take your pain and you transform it into something for good, right? That's what needs to happen with everybody.
Passion project, what I call it.
It's a passion project, but it also is a fundamental human quality that we all need to learn.
Okay.
You know, and not everybody has it. So I want to read you, this is one of my favorite spiritual teachers who just passed, Thich Nhat Hanh, who's a Buddhist monk. And he talks
That's
about...
the book you gave me.
Exactly. He talks about, this quote is from Man is Not Our Enemy. He says, the roots of discrimination, conflict, and war are not to be found outside of us. They are within our own way of thinking and looking at the world. The real enemy is our ignorance, our attachment to views, and our wrong perceptions. With looking deeply and the practice of compassionate dialogue, we can transform misperceptions and anger into understanding and love, just as a gardener can transform compost to grow beautiful flowers and vegetables. That's the work you're doing, Laurie.
The compost, the thing that we sit up there and
that's the work.
stinky.
That's the work you're doing.
And
You're transforming
yes.
anger and hate. You know, when you're trying to interrupt violence, like you did last night, like you're trying to calm people down who want to go get revenge, you're transforming that anger into something else.
And they listen to me too, especially
and it's
that
hard
brother.
work. It is hard work.
And we didn't hear no gun shootings out there in the north because I was boots down ground there with the family and stayed with them and held them and cried with them, played dedication songs from E40. He got a song out called Let Go and Let God. Y'all listen to E40, Let Go and Let God. He talked about the gun violence. But at the end, he also said, if a gun is pointed at you, put your hands up and let go and let God. That means peace to them. And that man, he just lost his brother out there. My heart goes out to you, Angie, the loss of your son, Andrew. My heart goes out to his brothers. 4. She got 6 boys, and their brother's gone. We got 6 boys that are going to be in this community. Which one are you going to go out there and put your arms around them and guide them if they don't got a daddy? They need you out there too. And I was able to sit there, and I had never experienced this in my whole 7 years. They're not my color, but they me. They was just as, they was listening to the same music, doing the same thing my people do at the same time. And I got another revelation. I said, whoa, I needed that too. And Angie needs to be a part of us women. And she is going to be one of our women. And I asked her where she work at, and I don't want to say the field, but it's among you professional people. And I'm like, what? But here I am, a community member that had a son shot in 2015. He just died 2 years ago. I could have put my hat down because I've been having a whole lot of unhappy nights, y'all. I could have said, if this was a game, oh, Jasmine gone now, Pony, game over. I can go and do my thing. Ain't nobody gave me no money, no nothing. I could have just been going about my business. And when I say no money, no nothing, I ain't never asked nobody for no funding, no nothing, because I've been in the room educating myself at the tables with the people to say that they help in my community, but they ain't even listening to me. And so for you to sit at that table and you just had came in, it ain't like you've been sitting there the whole 7 years I was there.
No, I was new to that.
You came in, you seen what Dr. Cynthia Harris that passed away in 2020, which was my mentor, and she's very popular here. She was the coach, well, not the coach, but principal of Jefferson High School.
Yes.
She seen me in that room. She said, "You're a diamond in the rough." And she coached me for like 5 years before she died, without none of them in the room knowing, because she knew I was broken, and she knew I was showing up broken. I didn't even. I'm going to be in the circle with you, because I need to heal. But I had to stay on this train,
right.
Because if I jump track, there's people watching me in my community. And I have a vision of 7 mothers that have lost their kids to cold-blooded murder in this community, us bringing them women, healing them. And once they're healed, making ambassadors of peace of each one of them, sending them back to their households first, because it got to start in the home.
That's right.
And then having them where they can go to schools around here and teach about what we're doing and bring it to all of us. That is my vision. And I don't know, I ain't put it in It's just my vision. I ain't did it politically correct, and you want everybody to show up professional. But it ain't professional outside when they killing our kids. We showing up. I'm showing up me. And you don't got to like me because I don't work with nobody's job description but the Holy Ghost, huh? And I ain't trying to get religious, but he brought me to this assignment. I accepted it while I was going through and why I'm still going through my trauma. And ain't nobody gonna take that value. I know who I am, and today I know I'm important, and I have made a difference in 7 years. Now here come the help. Let's do this. Rockwood.
Let's do it, Laurie.
What's the deal?
Let's do it, Miss
And
Palmer.
stop playing. Huh?
It's women coming together. And the other thing I want to point out is that I don't think gets talked about enough in your story is that you've had some other very powerful women help you.
Yes.
Can you tell them about Molly and about Katya and what they've done for you as housing advocates and connecting you with community connections?
Oh,
because
my God.
I don't think people in Portland know what you've been doing in terms of as an organizer and in your training. I mean, you're not just a mom, and you have training behind you. You have connections. You're a networker. You are masterful at what you do, and I don't think that gets talked about enough, Laurie.
So I'm not only just sitting on the gun violence table. People think that's what I do only. I'm on policy. I just have my name on a policy to just pass for inmates to come out of prison to have money for a year and housing for a year. I've been to prison 8 times. Come on. Woo, woo, woo. Do you know? And I think I'm the only black one on the CAT committee that passed that. We just passed it.
That's beautiful.
Hey, and
that's
so
beautiful
then I'm also
work.
on housing.
Congratulations.
Thank you with Katya.
That's big work.
Katya is the organizer, the Human Solutions. Andy Miller. Hey, that's
Shout out.
Shout out. He thought of this, it's just not Andy Miller, it's all the Human Solutions. Thought of putting an organizer right in the building to make a resident advisory committee so that they can report back from each complex what's going on there from our voice. Boom. In the same survey I asked them to be doing at the table, they wasn't listening. I took it to them. They did it. We're doing it on housing. People mailing in their thing right now so we can hear what they're talking about.
See,
so
this
I know
is
it worked.
about getting voices heard.
Right.
And voices that don't have power at those tables.
Well, yeah.
You got yourself to that table. I got myself to that table, but most people can't get themselves to that table. So you're advocating for them.
Not only
housing,
that.
carceral justice, gun violence.
Yes.
The issues that are impacting your community. And I just think that's so powerful, and it doesn't get talked about enough.
Well, they blew the socks off of me when they were the first one to put a plant outside my door for my son. They helped me in a lot of ways with making sure that I was taken care of because I didn't have money to really bury my son. So, because it's a building where they can help with rent and stuff like that, while I was at city council advocating for other people's rent to get paid. I'm not qualified for it, not like they was doing me a favor or anything, but they made sure that I had all my services in place.
Wow.
Listen, all the things that's in place for people that are affected by violence, none of them came to me when my son got shot because he was over 25. So nothing, even the victim assistance money was taken away from him. And I don't think people know this, is if they owe tickets or child support or anything, they get taken away. So my son, I never got any help.
Mm.
And so, but speaking of the accolades, community change, that's in Washington, D.C. Human Solutions nominated me for that. And so I've been in training for over a year. What they do is they come out and they create organizers that are African American or know somebody that's been in the prison system, and they train you from the ground up to be organizer. So I'm an organizer. I mean, that's what I've been doing on the back front. I just don't put everything on Facebook. But yeah, yes.
See, I wanted your audience to know that because, I think a lot of times you just get mentioned about gun violence, but you're doing a lot more than that.
I'm housing, policy, and gun violence.
And you're lifting up women who don't get heard.
Right, and I'm lifting up mothers, putting them in bosses positions. We don't need them to come be with your program so you can use their face. We want them in bosses positions so where they can be instructors talking about their pain, did you say that pain?
Mm-hmm.
And bringing it to heal somebody.
You know, one thing that was so powerful last week, Laurie, in the meeting, in our initial
Yes.
kickoff meeting with some of the mothers that you're working with, is that they talked about how the pain that they feel, they never want anyone else to feel.
Yes.
And how painful it is for them that every time they see another person shot, they go through the same pain again. And it's every day. So every day they have to be reminded that what they want is for no one ever to have to feel that again. And I know you go through that yourself too.
I show up with the bodies right there.
I know you go through that too.
I mean, like, just lately I've been having like a sharp pain in my throat and I'm wearing myself out. I'm like, girl, you could go another year with this. You're going to kill yourself. You're going to kill yourself if people wouldn't even spit on you if you was on fire. Because they don't consider me helping that community here. My own people. They look at me like I'm the police if I'm sitting at the table with the police. We got to really re-educate our community because your mindset is all wrong. I'm at the table for you. And I had mothers call me and say, don't be representing me because you just want to be a movie star. You just running around here for money. You're trying to get money from people. I'm like, what? You think somebody shows up for this kind of job? I wouldn't even apply for a job like this. This is not a job.
It's a calling. It's a calling. You know, like you said, it's from the Holy Ghost.
This is a mother that lost her child.
Yes.
Calling me and my son got shot to say some mess like that because she done heard some gossip. I dare you. Let's grow up around here, ladies.
But I think that's what pain,
crazy.
hurting people hurt people, right?
Well, that's
see, when I hear that, I hear trauma.
I do hear trauma, but that's like,
I hear trauma.
Wow. But do you know what it did to me?
I can imagine, but I'm listening.
It's like hurting. Like, why would this mother call me with this kind of stuff? I mean, like, can't she see that this is not a job for me? I'm living out my pain, being a mirror to you, what you should do when your child gets shot, not just bury them and be silent, keeping secrets.
But, you know, as activists, I think that is something that I've heard from a lot of female activists in the last 2 years, is that it is really painful to be on the front lines of trying to change things when there's this constant attack against, you know, no matter what you say, somebody's always going to be upset about what you're doing. And that's why you got to stay true to your own vision. And I think you've really done that. I don't know what a vision. I don't know what I was doing. I just knew that I had something strong on me that I needed to not buy into the 90% of people and be silent, you know, because it popped up in my mind when I got this bright idea to do this. Oh, no, they're going to talk about me if I put my son on Facebook. Oh, and they did. They told me, do you know she on there talking about her child? But I'm like, did you call 12-8 Live and Local and tell them before you call me, too? Because they talking about your child, but why is he focused on me? I'm like, that. I just didn't get that. But like you said, that's why I just learned something from you. It's trauma. And I work in the field. I work in social service, you know, most of my career from 1996 all the way to 2000. And I was saying 14, but it's 16. I looked at my resume, Central City Concern on and on. So I work in this field. I understand what's out there, and I understand the mindsets, and I understand the trauma. But when it's directed towards me, when I'm using my pain and my son getting shot and almost killed in this community to wake y'all up and show y'all how we should do it, like Martin Luther King, it takes one person. That's right.
And I knew, just knowing that and watching all these people that came up to power, Obama and all them people, they stood up in diversity. They stood up when the people talked about them and criticized them. But my heart is just so soft. And so I almost lost myself in those attacks. But now I'm a little bit more tough. You know what I'm saying? New levels, new devils.
I've not heard you say that. I like that. I like that.
You better get ready because we're going to get some big ones coming after us.
Yep.
After this podcast. Hallelujah. So are you guys going to have our back, though, when they come after us? Because this is real.
It is real.
She ain't getting paid. I ain't getting paid for this. I ain't got paid in 7 years. I did just get a little help from the Office of Violence Prevention. Thank you, Ted, and all y'all. Thank you. I did. They did. I got to acknowledge that. Because that's a big.
And
they didn't have to give me a dime.
Yep.
But it started.
But they recognized you. They recognized you as a diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
And doing the work. You're actually out there doing the work.
But right when I was getting ready to give up, because I said, 2020, December 12th, I'm done. All right, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Got to wrap it up. Once again, all the producers is saying, roll it up, girl. So that's that old GMP podcast group. We got some real brothers over here, real bossed up, professional. If you need a podcast, this is the place to be. Okay? You know, if I'm up in here, it's good. Come over here, everybody, every color. You got a message that you want to take from the street and put it in the street, bring it right here.
Thank you for hosting us.
Your feet ain't even got to get
Beautiful
tired.
studio here in Portland, Oregon.
And say who you are. Wind us on out.
All right. It's Dr. Saskia, also known as Rocky. Peace out.
Rockwood.
Woo!
We coming, Rockwood. You better. Is you ready? You ain't ready. You ain't ready. That's that podcast. That blah, 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 blah. Listen. Y'all done messed up. You done gave me the mic and the doctor. Hallelujah. Y'all think y'all was hating. You gonna really be hating in a minute. Let's do this. I'm happy. I can't wait to see this in our schools and the kids doing this. And oh my God, you guys get behind us. Share this, comment, share. Talk about it in your schools. Talk about it at the dinner tater. I'm trying to go fast, y'all.
Boss, ask me what my rims cost me. Lil' mama told me that I'm looking kinda flossy. Boss, ask me what my tent cost me. I don't do the light shit. Windows looking real dark. Like the boss, for Giottos when I'm parking.